So one of the cool products that's out on the market right now is a product by Kegel called the Torch, which is a great practice tool. A little expensive. It's like between 700 and 800 bucks, but it's a cool product that at least teaches you the angles, getting your ball to go from point A to point B. Now, we made a product similar, but that you put in the back of the approach or at the approach on the foul line, whatever, and it does like the first 25 feet or so, which is the laser, the extreme double laser, and it gives you double cross points, and you can adjust it and all that different stuff. But what I like about the Torch is when they have it set up down there, they now have a new feature on it where if your ball passes underneath it, it actually turns a different color. It turns like green. The problem is it's so dang expensive that your everyday bowler just can't really buy something like that. And plus, moving that big bulky thing all the way around, and if your ceiling's not tall enough, you're in trouble. You can't really use it. So what if you actually had something like that? Maybe it doesn't project the beam, but it'll tell you exactly if you hit your target. And also, what if it was actually affordable? What if it was less than 100 bucks rather than the $700 or $800? I got good news for you. Check this out. This is just a working prototype. This is just something that I've designed within the last day. I thought about this and said, you know what? This is something we need too for targeting. So what if you actually roll your ball past it and it detects when the ball rolls past and the light comes on? And then in a few seconds, you'll notice, my floors are so uneven, it's bad. You'll notice it'll actually shut back off and wait for the next shot. See? Now it's back off. But look, it actually gives you a 3-board space. So I'm going to make it to where you can adjust it rather than having it so wide to where it can just simply look at one board. But if you look, it won't sense my finger over here, and it won't sense anything over here, but it will sense in the middle. But it gives you about a 3-board range. So when the ball is underneath it, let me see if I can get this to shut back off again now. Come on now. So now when the ball goes underneath it from this way, you can see where it actually picks up, right? Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that's about, you can see it's at like this part of the ball, so not quite directly in the middle. And then if I go back over here and come back in, it'll pick it up right there. So you can see it's right about there. So not quite directly in the middle of the ball. Approximately, I would say 2.5 to 3 board range. If you hit that range, the light's gonna go off and it's gonna come back on. So imagine being able to take that to the bowling center and just put it at the arrows, put it wherever you want. The thing slides across, it adjusts to where you can put it on whatever board you want, or whatever, I guess it'd be like 2 boards, 2.5 boards, whatever boards you want to practice playing. So now just imagine buying 2 of these or 3 of these. Now you've got different points where you want the ball to go. You can put one down at the break point, you put one at the arrows. So you hit point A, the green light comes on. You miss point B, down lane, the green light doesn't come on. So now you have to turn both lights on, or you can do 3, or you can do 4. You can do as many as you want. So with this prototype and the way I have it now, it's just gonna be a battery pack. So you're just gonna have a battery pack that you can change the batteries on. And this will slide. You can see the sliding, the holes there. The pole will slide right through there and it'll let you adjust it across the lane. And the 3 lights on the front are there. So they'll go on and off, and they will they'll teach you whether you're hitting your target or not. So like I said, I love the Kegel Torch. I think it's a great training tool. When I was at Turbo doing a lot of coaching and stuff, we used it all the time, especially for spare shooting. Like the model we had didn't do the part where it actually lit up when you hit your target. I only just recently saw that that was an option for the new Torch. So I think that's a cool thing. Unfortunately, it's just not very affordable. So here we go. Here we now have an affordable option for the rest of the bowlers. They aren't quite available yet. I'm still working on the base and how I want to actually get it. I got to do some measurements and figure out how I want to position it on the lane to make sure it's compatible with pretty much all bowling lanes, you know, because they all have different different gutter caps and different they're just slightly different lengths. So I have to make this somewhat adjustable for you so you can put it across the lane and not in the gutter necessarily, because you don't want to throw it in the gutter and then hit it and then have the thing come crumbling down. So we want it to be out of the gutter and we want it to be up on the gutter caps. So we're going to try and get this thing to stand, adjust. We're going to try to get it to adjust properly to different types of bowling lanes. So if this is something that interests you, we're probably looking at like that between the $79 and $99 range. So coaches can spend $200 and get 2 of these things. and be able to do breakpoint and targeting in the front very easily. And you get live feedback. It tells you exactly whether you hit your target. So there is no more, well, I think I hit what I'm looking at. There is no more of that. Now this will tell you live whether you actually hit within a board and a half or 2 boards of your target every single time. So, and again, like I said, I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to make it to where there's a little dial to where you can adjust the height of the range. So the higher you put the range, the more towards the center of the ball it's going to see. The lower you put the range, it's going to see more of the ball. So you can actually even give this, like a 5 board range for some of the newer bowlers. You can make it to where if the ball just even passes by it in that range, in that section, the lights will go off. So you can adjust how sensitive the sensor is to where you're either a good bowler or you're a learning bowler. So if you like this idea, let me know in the comments and tell me you would buy one, because I'm gonna probably put these out on the market here real soon. So I'll do some pre-orders on it. This is another thing that I have to build and wire. So kind of like the lasers were, but these aren't nearly as difficult as the lasers to put together. So, and maybe I'll do a package deal. Maybe I'll do it to where you can buy 2 for, maybe one will be $99.99 and then 2 will be $189.99. Save you $10 or $15 or something like that for the coaches that want to get multiple. So let me know in the comments if this is something that interests the bowlers. If not, oh well, I'm sure there's some people that'll like it. We'll put her out there and we'll have them, but let me know what you think.